So we've got 3 bags, A, B and C, each containing 1 red marble and some green marbles. And we know that bag A contains 1 red marble and 9 green marbles only. Bag B contains 1 red marble and 4 green marbles only. And bag C contains 1 red marble and 2 green marbles only. Sasha selects at random 1 marble from bag A. If he selects a red marble, he stops selecting. If the marble is green, he continues by selecting at random 1 marble from bag B. If he selects a red marble, again, he stops selecting. If the marble is green, he continues by selecting random 1 marble from bag C. And part A says we need to get all this information and represent it in a tree diagram. And this is for 2 marks. So I'm going to go back up and look at the information again. And we can see, so in bag A, B and C, we've got 1 red marble and a different number of green marbles. So I'm just going to work out how many marbles there are in total. So in bag A, there's going to be 1 plus 9. So that's 10. In bag B, it's going to be 1 plus 4. So 5, and in bag C, 1 plus 2, so it equals 3. Now we need to create a tree diagram. Now we know there are 2 possibilities, because he could either choose a red marble or a green marble. So we're going to have 2 branches coming off at the start. And it could either be green or red. So we're starting with bag A, so it contains 1 red marble and 9 green marbles, so there are 10 in total. So there's a 1 in 10 chance of choosing a red marble, or a 9 in 10 chance of choosing a green marble. Then we're going to move on to the next one. It says if he selects a red marble, he stops selecting. So if he goes down this path and chooses a red one, well, he stops selecting, there's nothing else. So we don't need to have any branches coming off of here. Instead, we're going to then have 2 branches coming off of green. Because if the marble is green, he continues selecting at random 1 marble from bag B. Well, bag B has 1 red marble and 4 green marbles. And there are 5 in total, so for it being red, there's a 1 in 5 chance of choosing red. And there are 4 green marbles, there's a 4 in 5 chance of choosing green. And look at the next part. Again, it says if he selects a red marble, he stops selecting, so that's the end of that branch. However, if the marble is green, he continues selecting 1 from bag C. So again, there's 2 possibilities in bag C. We've got green or red. And there's 1 red one and 3 in total, so it's a third for red. And 2 green marbles, so it's 2 out of 3 for green. And that is our completed tree diagram for part A. And for getting that all correct, we will get 2 marks. So part B says we need to find the probability that Sasha selects 3 green marbles for 2 marks. Okay, so if he selects 3 green marbles, then he's going to be choosing this path. So it's going to be here, here, and here. And what I've written down here, as I said, for and, we need to use multiplication. So essentially what we're doing is he's choosing this path, and this path, and this path. So what we need to do is multiply them all together. So probability of 3 green marbles equals, and then multiplying them all together, we're going to get 9 out of 10. Multiplied by, because it's and, so it's 9 out of 10, and 4 over 5, and 2 over 3, which gives us 12 over 25, which is the final answer. So we get 1 mark here for realising that we need to use multiplication and picking the right numbers from the tree diagram. And then we get a final mark here for the correct probability. Now part C says, find the probability that Sasha selects at least 1 marble of each colour. I'm going to use the tree diagram to help visualise this a little bit. So we know that from the first bag he has to choose green, because if he chooses red, then that's a dead end. He can't then choose a green one. So he has to choose a green one to start with. So we go down here, and then he could choose red, and then we're done. We've chosen 1 of each colour. So we could do this one and this one. And because it's and, we're going to multiply, so it's 9 over 10 multiplied by 1 over 5. However, that's not the only possibility. What could happen is he chooses green, and then red, and that will still satisfy the condition that there's at least 1 marble of each colour. So what we're going to do is add to this, because for or we use addition. So it could be this, or it could be this. So we're going to add, and then we're going to multiply these together because it's and. So 9 out of 10 multiplied by 4 over 5 multiplied by 1 over 3. And if we put that into the calculator, that equals 21 over 50, which is our final answer for part C. So we're going to get 1 mark here for all this. So work out that we have these 2 different possibilities and adding them together. Then we get a final mark for the correct answer, 21 over 50. Now part D says Sasha selects a red marble, and we need to find the probability that he selects it from bag B, and this is for 2 marks. So I've written down here from the formula booklet our conditional probability formula. And in the formula booklet it's using the letters A and B. However, in this case I've used E and F, so we don't get confused with bag A and bag B. However, it means exactly the same thing. Basically, here what it's saying is the probability of E, and this line is essentially a mathematical way of saying given that. So here we've got the probability of E given that F. And this is what we need for this question, because this is a given that question. So writing this out in context, what we want to find is the probability, and we're working with the red marbles, so the probability that from bag B, we're going to select a red, given that a red marble is selected. So labelling it, we've got red from B to be E, and red selected to be F. We can now use the formula from the formula booklet. So we've got the probability of E intersection F, so essentially the common bit between them both. In this case, essentially it's the probability of there being a red from B. The only way to get a red from B would be going down this path and then down this path. So the probability of E intersection F, so the probability of a red from B, in this case would be 9 over 10 multiplied by 1 over 5. So on the top we're going to have 9 over 10 multiplied by 1 over 5. Okay, so now on the bottom we're going to have the probability of F. So in this case the probability of a red being selected. Well, we've got a few different possibilities. We've got 1 over 10, because you go straight down that path. Or, so we're going to add this path here. So 9 over 10 multiplied by 1 over 5. Or 9 over 10 multiplied by 4 over 5 multiplied by 1 over 3. We're going to get, on the top, we're going to get 9 over 50. All over 13 over 25. Which equals 9 over 26. Which is the final probability. So we get 1 mark for all this work up here. And we get the second and final mark for the correct answer here.